So real quick before we jump into the picks, just for the picks only people that tune into just that portion of the show on YouTube, for those of you that for those of you that are tuning in for it, Colby is out. He has a family dinner with a good buddy of his coming into town, and we have a guest on, Rob Donaldson. Welcome to the show, Rob. Let's jump into some picks. This is a fun slate. We got 41 games.
Yeah, Colby had a shit night, so that's why he's out. He can blame it on the family gathering all he wants. I had a shit night, I'm still here. You know the drill, baby. Let's go. All right, let's get into this right now. Let's lead it off. We got day basketball. Holy shit, there's a lot of games tomorrow all of a sudden. Hampton's going to Bowling Green here. Have to bet this game, so you got to dive into the slate all of a sudden. You got to dive into the matchup. Bowling Green is laying 11.5 is what I'm seeing.
11 a.m. game. I don't need to dive into the slate. All I'm doing is jumping out of bed from the bed and breakfast at the Hampton Inn. Give me the Pirates. Locked it up.
Oh, there you go, Noah Bieniek. I like it. Give me the Pirates. They were beating JMU on Saturday. They're a lot better than their record. Give me the Pirates all day. Who is Bowling Green to be laying double digits all day? Rob, where are you going here?
So I already said it with my philosophy, lay it with Bowling Green. I really do believe in this team being a much improved team. And Hampton, we saw the second half with them against James Madison. Yes, it was James Madison, but dude, Hampton, when they suck, they're going to suck for long stretches. So give me Bowling Green. I think this is tied at half and they win by 20.
We got the lock battle music going tonight.
Where is it? What's the lock? We really need to get Colby's music.
Am I tripping on acid right now? I feel like I'm in the Matrix.
You got a lock battle in one corner. You got Rob Donaldson with the Bowling Green guys out of Ohio, Bowling Green, Ohio. And you got Moneyline Mac and Noah Bieniek on the Hampton Pirates. Let's go. You're going down, Rob. Next up, another standalone game. Got to bet this one. Sanford's going to Valpo. Seeing it right now. Sanford's laying 9. Give me the home dog here. Last couple times these two teams have played, the home team has won. So I'll be on Valpo here. Sanford's coming off a big win, correct me? Yeah. Oh shit, they've won 9 in a row. Seems like a great tricky spot here. Valpo all day. They might be live in this game. I'm all over Valpo. Noah?
Sanford's first road game in over a month. Give me Valpo. I just think it's too many points.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Let's triple lock this thing. I do think Valpo is really bad, but Sanford has kind of started hot for the last 3 years, every single year, and then they kind of tail off a little bit. I think Valpo, like you guys said, is live in this game.
That's a triple lock on the Valpo Crusaders.
Oh, there we go. That's nice.
There you go. Triple lock it. Let's go, Valpo. Like Bryce Drew's back in the building, baby. Next up, you're going to need a freaking Viagra for this game. Niagara is going to play Binghamton. Oh, man, I'm torn in this game. These are two of my teams. You got Niagara, you got Binghamton, the golf course. I'm going to take the points with Niagara. They are coming off a win. I think that they're actually a little bit better than what they started slow. I mean, they were live at Notre Dame opening night. Give me Niagara here in the points.
I like Binghamton. They're undefeated at home. They've covered this number in every single game at home. I'm going to need to see it from the Purple Eagles. I think, personally, I may have overvalued Niagara after competing against Notre Dame and looking okay in the first couple of games. I'm going to take the golf course. I like golf.
Guys, I don't know if you have I'm DraftKings up, but DraftKings has Binghamton plus 6.5 right now, and I'm tempted just to bet it because it's reversed.
Yeah.
Oh, did they lay the wrong number?
They did.
Yeah, it's just a reversed line. So I mean, they might void it, but this is the college basketball experience. Go play that.
Yeah, and listen, I don't want to have a bet on this game, but Niagara just has burned me against St. with the Bonnies really bad, and I haven't mentally overcome that matchup there. So I'm staying away, but I'll take Binghamton and lay it.
At least here in Michigan, the line is correct. So it might depend on your state that you live in, where that market is. But I just tried to look in place. But
I think they just fixed it. So damn you guys. All right, let's go. Let's go to South Bend. Let's go to South Bend, Indiana, where we got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming off the Georgetown loss. They're laying 9 against
9.5 in some places.
9.5. I'm going off VSiN tonight just because they have the easiest one to read off of. So if you see another number, we're not sponsored by an individual
just take the best
book.
Number,
so
Rob.
yeah. Give me Notre Dame bounce back. They just lost fucking Georgetown. I think that they'll get up for this game against the Citadel.
I agree with you. Like I think it's also a little bit short of a number. I originally was trying to look for an angle to take the Citadel, but I couldn't really bring myself to muster up some money on the military academy. So the Fighting Irish, they've had 2 tough games in a row. Marquette, Georgetown. Atmosphere is going to be dead, but I just think they bounce back, right? I mean, they beat Western Michigan by 21. They beat Maryland Eastern Shore by 20. Now you get the Citadel coming in your home building. I think you can win by 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Citadel here. Obviously, my former roommate, Austin Ash, played on this team last year, and it was so fun watching him just shoot up his goofy threes. But I think this is a better team this year, and Notre Dame is, like, honestly worse than Louisville at this point. I think they're on that tier. So if you would have taken, the Citadel getting 9 points against Louisville, I kind of feel like you got to take them here against Notre Dame. So I would take the points here.
I don't know if I would have.
now you're making me think about fucking Louisville, my kryptonite. I hate that fucking team. All right, let's go to a game that well, actually, one of them has become my darling here recently. That's Georgia Southern, the Eagles. They are still sitting at.
They're both the Eagles, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the Gulf Coast is the Eagles. You're right. They're 0-11. They're getting 4.5 at home. So Gulf Coast laying 4.5.
This is in Savannah. This is neutral site.
Good call, Noah Bieniek. Let me see. Let me plug that into my to my
into your beers.
Yeah. Well, how many points should I take? Give me Gulf Coast, man. But God, I don't know, man. Gulf Coast is fucking burned us so many times this year.
I think you should go to Rob on this one.
He hates Gulf Coast as well. He hates Gulf Coast. They lost to fucking Mercer.
Yeah, and they had a 10-point lead in the second half. Listen, Florida Gulf Coast, they're kind of banged up right now. And actually, I used banged up loosely because Andre Weir has a torn rotator cuff. That was one of their better big men down low, most efficient big men in the early stretch. And then Isaiah Thompson, one of their honestly their best overall player, in my opinion, has been out for like 3 or 4 games with flu-like symptoms. What are we doing here? I mean, like, that just could be just like a mental health break and he ends up transferring or something. But I don't know if he's playing, so just stay away from this game, in my opinion, because if he does play, I do think Florida Gulf Coast is actually a pretty darn decent team.
Yeah, I agree with that call from Rob for sure, because, I mean, he's a difference maker. And, yeah, FGCU is playing without a couple of guys. They have 3 guys out or have recently had 3 guys out for their last game. So, yeah, I'm on Georgia Southern. I'm going to take the points. I think it's a neutral floor. Both offenses might not do as well. Georgia Southern's actually pretty good from 3 too. 156 in the nation. But I think the neutral site's going to affect some of the shooting lines with both teams. I think it's a low scoring game. Give me Georgia Southern.
Now you're talking up the 0-11 teams, how the tables have turned.
Oh, I'm not talking them up.
you said they're pretty good for 3.
That's the only thing that I could find that they were good at.
Well, that is true. All right, let's go over to the next game. We got Morehead. Morehead's better than Less Head. They're going to Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana's laying 12 and a half at some spots. I feel like every time Morehead steps up in competition, they get fucking drilled. They got beat by Indiana by 35 last year. This is kind of a standalone game. Indiana's off the Kansas loss. Morehead's coming in red hot. I'm going to lock up Indiana. I think they're going to win by 20. I like this Indiana team. I know you don't know it, but I like Indiana. I will lock up the Hoosiers.
It's not a standalone game, so don't make up an excuse for you to just bet this.
It's a national TV 6:30 game. That's a standalone game.
And there's another national TV, Fox Sports. This is not national TV. This is Big Ten Network.
It's national TV.
Fox Sports is airing the Big East tilt between Georgetown and Butler.
I thought about that one, but I don't have a good feel on that one. So this is standalone now.
God. I think a lot of people know that I'm not a huge fan of this Indiana team, but they figured out how to play. Like, they're not shooting the ball. I give them credit for doing that because they're not a guard-heavy team. They have more big men than anybody needs. But I just think this is the Assembly Hall was lit for Kansas. It's going to be nowhere near that for Morehead State. And I think, like, just after blowing a lead late to the Jayhawks, 12 points is a little much. Give me Morehead State.
They are off back-to-back losses now.
I don't care.
I mean,
they were
listen,
winning the game and they blew it late.
Man, I know this isn't a big play-up spot, but Bloomington is always going to be lit. I mean, this is all that city lives for, and pretty much the entire state lives for Indiana basketball. And if there's a home game, they're going to sell it out, and it's going to be a pretty wild atmosphere. And
you would think like Michigan State too. Breslin Center was kind of dead tonight. It's just that time of year.
Yeah, Michigan State's a little bit more fair weather, in my opinion. I hate to say it.
Indiana's more fair weather, in my opinion.
I disagree.
Especially with how the team's been lately.
There were some NIT Indiana teams that would still sell out that arena, year after year when they were just meh. So
Sparty's been spoiled.
Yes,
with this
100%. And I think Xavier Johnson might have a chance to play in this game too, as a little bit of a tune-up, maybe like 15-20 minutes on the floor, and that would be a nice little boost for them here too. 12.5, that's not a lot to lay. I think this is going to be a 17-18 point winner.
All right, double lock for me and Rob. We're locking up the Indiana Hoosiers. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, there's a little tune. Ooh. Taking the Indiana Hoosiers. Bob Knight throwing chairs. Let's go Hoosiers. All right, next up on the slate. Noah talked about it. This is a standalone-ish game as well. Georgetown is going to Butler. Georgetown's coming off a road win. I feel like you have to fade them now, right? But 11.5 is a lot with Butler. Seems like Butler just likes to play these grinded out games. Give me the Hoyas, but I'm not betting this game.
I think, Mac, use your angle here. You typically sniff these out better than I do. Isn't this line telling you Georgetown, off of a rare win, just kind of gets ran out here in Hinkle?
But wasn't it the same thing with Cal? And then Cal hung right in there.
But Butler was at Cal, correct?
Butler's brand of basketball isn't really a fucking run you out of the fucking arena. They're just gonna outgrind you. Maybe they dominate the game and they end up covering this game, but winning by 15. But I don't know. I don't really want to lay 11.5. I think Georgetown's getting better under Ed Cooley too.
Yeah, I 100%. I agree with you there. Cocktail Napkins got this one at 16.5, but I'll stay off.
Woo! 16.5.
Rob, what's up?
I really do like the under here, but if we're talking about sides, I think one guarantee is that I think Georgetown finishes below 60 points. And so if you think, theoretically speaking, they score 52, 53, can Butler cover that? I think they potentially can, but I think it's going to be just tight for the sake of just bad offense and slow, methodical paces here. So I'm begrudgingly going to take the points, but I don't love either side.
3 games all season where Butler didn't score at least 80 points. So 2 of them were actually the 3 were Michigan State, Buffalo, and Boise State. 2 really good defenses in the 3. I'll stay off of it. I was looking for a nudge on this one, but I guess I won't get it.
No nudge for me. Let's go to the next one. This is a good one right here. USC, TMZ team, the top 10 preseason, whatever the hell they were, top 15. I forget what they were. They're going to Alabama State. They're off 3 straight losses, Gonzaga, Long Beach, Auburn. Now they're going to Alabama State. Is this an actual? I think this is an actual true road game.
It's a true road game. USC played Auburn. They're staying in Alabama. They're playing Alabama State in Montgomery. So home game here for the Hornets.
For the HBCU. Remember how much the HBCU teams have fucked up these high majors at home?
So last year the SWAC went 3-3 outright, won 2 of the 3 home games that they had. The SWAC and the Pac-12, they've had a couple of games here the last couple of years. I think the Hornets are alive to win this thing.
Yeah. Lock it up. Alabama State. Get this fucking USC TMZ shit out of here. Who are they to be like 16.5? They can't even win with Bronny. Alabama State. Give me the 16.5. Sprinkle some on that money line when it comes out tomorrow. I haven't
Rob,
seen it yet.
You're nodding your head. What are you doing here?
I lean towards laying it with USC. I don't love this team at all, but they need just kind of a morale booster to get the ESPN crowd rocking again. And I think they're going to get a lot of benefits on the whistle here when it's 11-point game throughout the entire way. It's going to feel like a 20-point game at the end just because they're going to be shooting nonstop free throws. So give me USC to lay it, but I don't love it.
I think this place is going to be fucking jumping. I think I agree with the chat with Trevor and Deutscher over here. I think this place is going to be fucking rocking.
For those interested, Cocktail Napkins got this one at +12. So, yeah, I love this bet.
Double lock here. Alabama State, the Hornets, taking on that fucking soft-ass USC team I keep fading and winning money. How many games in a row have I faded them fucking pussies? Give me Alabama State. Me and Noah Bieniek riding with the HBCU, baby.
TBDBJ in the chat goes, Oregon on deck for USC, too.
Oh, they're not going to win another game all year. It's going to be great.
It is a week after this Alabama State game, but still, it's still a sleepy spot.
They're going to be freaking cuddling their moms in the stands like Caleb Williams. It'd be great. All right, let's go over here. Oh, God damn, I hate this team. Troy is going to Ole Miss. This game is in Oxford, right?
Yes. Believe so.
Who's Ole Miss got on deck? Southern Miss, not really a look ahead. Oh, I might fade them on Saturday.
In baseball, that's a huge game. They're rivals in big time in baseball. I think that might be a look ahead. That's also a neutral floor for Southern Miss as well. That's in Biloxi.
Troy's been playing really well lately. I'll lean to the points, but I don't know. I don't really want to go against Ole Miss this time around. So where are you guys going?
I like Ole Miss as a team. I think they'll be an NCAA tournament team this year, but they play close games. They play nail biters at the end. I think that's too many points.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking at Ole Miss and thinking, "Oh, they got all their guys back. This is great, and they're undefeated. This is going to be a stomp spot." The line is telling you what's going to happen. This is going to be feeling like a 2-possession game throughout the entire thing. Troy's going to be alive at the very end with a shot to win it, I think. Lock up Troy. This is one of my biggest bets of the day. I am very confident in the 12.5 here.
Rob Donaldson's on the Troy Trojans. Lock it up. I hate that. It's better right here. There we go.
There we go.
Troy Trojans.
I'm rocking with this.
Troy Trojans on Troy on. I'm sitting this one out. I'm rooting for you. Let's go over to Central Connecticut. They're playing Northeastern. I'm seeing Northeastern is laying 3.5 on the road. Shop around wherever you can find it. God, Northeastern's hard to lay that many points with on the road, right? Give me Central Connecticut. I'm not betting this game.
No. I think the real Blue Devils are playing better ball as of late. They just upset UMass Lowell. Is this a letdown spot after the big win, or they keep rolling? I tend to lean that. I think when you're getting points, I'll take the points. I think they're playing better ball as of late. Then again, Northeastern, they just lost by 2 against Virginia. So I don't think this is a tremendous spot for either teams. You got a letdown spot and then like a heartbreak. We just lost by a bucket spot. So I'll take the points. I don't have much conviction on either side. Rob, what are we doing in this game?
Yeah, when in doubt, you take the points, especially when you're getting a little over one possession here. So I'm with you guys. Don't love it. Definitely not going to bet it, and definitely not going to watch it.
Not a bad idea. All right, let's go over to Mercer. Mercer is laying 1.5 against Queens.
Get that shit out of here.
No. They just won. They can't do. Wait, no. Time out. What didn't Mercer? Who did they just beat? They just beat Florida Gulf Coast. They've won back-to-back games. Oh yeah, lock it up. I'm locking up Queens. I'm locking up Queens all day. Queens actually looked all right against App State. They gave them 15 points to start the game. I'm all over Queens here to win this game outright.
By 20. By 20.
Wrong team favored. Let's go. Noah, are you coming here?
Queens is winless on the road. I'm not betting this, but I'm just saying beware. Because Mercer,
they were undefeated at home, though.
Mercer's got 2 straight home wins. They seem to have maybe fixed. I mean, what their first month of their resume was just absolute shit. Now they're on a little bit of looking to build a little bit of a winning streak here. The cocktail napkins got this -4.5. I'm not betting it, but I just think Queens needs to show me something on the road first.
Lock it up.
You're hating. Double lock for me and Rob. We're taking the Queens Royals. Give me Queens all day long, baby. All righty. Next up on the slate, Merrimack is headed to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is now laying, I think it was 18.5. They're off the Dayton loss. I'll take the points with Merrimack. I like Merrimack, but Cincinnati has a habit of drilling these teams at home, but I'll lean to the points. Noah.
Yeah, the last loss that Cincinnati came off of, they lost to Xavier. Then Bryant, who was a solid mid-major, came in there, and they just absolutely got decked. Now Merrimack comes in. I like Merrimack, but I just think they're in a bad spot. I'm not a huge fan of the Bearcats team. We need to see them in the Big 12 before I actually seem like I can start backing Wes Miller. But I think so far you've said it. They've handled these mid-majors quite well. I like the spot. I'll lay the points.
I'm all on the points. Give me Merrimack. Let's lock it up, boys. I think that this is going to be a first half really tight game, and then Cincinnati is going to kind of tack on a little bit late. But 18.5, I mean, I love Merrimack here. This is one of my favorite bets of the day.
Rob Donaldson locking up the Merrimack Warriors. All righty, I'll take you to a lock right here. Tennessee State is headed to Indiana State. Everybody loves some Indiana State Sycamores here. Indiana State's laying 17.5. I am locking up Tennessee State. They're feisty, man. I think that they're going to be live in this game. I don't think they're going to win. I think Indiana State will grind it out. But Indiana State's been drilling everybody. They're due for one of these games where they're going to be in a battle. I'm locking up Tennessee State. Let's go. Noah?
I'll take Tennessee State. The main thing here is can a team handle Indiana State's tempo? Tennessee average pace for most of the season so far this year. The defense is a little bit of a question mark when Sycamores are just flying up and down the court, but it's a lot of points for, Tennessee State has been live in a couple of these games. So I'll take the points with the Tigers. I don't love it at all.
Man, lock Battle Mac. That's 2 for us already in this slate. I'm laying it with Indiana State. I love these boys.
They think can't cover every game.
They will. They will if they let them. I mean, and they didn't cover last time out, so there's that little buffer in there too. I think Indiana State wins by 20 plus.
All right, lock battle. I'm on the Tigers. Rob's on the Sycamores. Here we go. Where is it? Right here? Yeah, there it is. That's lock battle. Let's go, Tennessee State, baby. We're going to lose by 12.
I just feel like I got dosed.
In one corner, Rob Donaldson's on the Sycamores. Moneyline Mac on Sweet Tigers. Next up. Oh, I'm going to do it here too. Cornell is headed to Siena,
Oh.
Colby's favorite fucking team here. Cornell is laying. Did I see this game opened at 17 though? I thought I saw it opened at 17 for some reason.
I didn't catch the open today.
It did. It was that high. Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, I wish I got to 17. I missed it, but I am locking up Siena. Let's go. Home dog, baby. Who's Cornell to be like 13 on the road? Last time we said this about Cornell, who was it against? We said, who are they to be laying double digits on the road? It was against Lafayette. Lafayette covered that game. Fordham was another one. They were laying points. Fordham covered that game all day. I'm locking up Siena. Let's go. Upstate New York battled here.
I'll take Siena. I ain't betting on. I ain't betting on the Saints. Yeah, I'll stay off of this. For what it's worth, I'm going against the cocktail napkin here. It's -20, but then again, like Cornell hasn't blown out many of these teams at all so far this season. So I'll take the points with the Saints.
Mac, you sick fuck. Listen, I'm going to ride with you and take those points.
But lock it up.
When I saw 2-8 Siena going up against Cornell in this game, I'm like, I know what side Mac is going to be locking up on this slate.
Oh, fuck yeah. They're due for some regression, baby. Siena's due, baby. They are due.
I'm not sure if you can be due. Like,
if Fran McCaffrey, gets back on the sidelines for Siena, maybe they have a shot here, but I'll take the points. Whatever. I'll ride with you on that point.
All right, just single lock. I'll be alone in the foxhole betting on the Siena Saints. Let's go, baby. We're going to lose by 10. All right, next up. This is an interesting game. Greensboro going to High Point. Is this game actually...
yeah, it's at High Point.
It's actually at High Point. This is a good game. I went back and forth on this one. I think I'm going to take Greensboro. They're coming off the loss to Marshall. I know High Point's coming off the loss to Georgia as well. Give me Greensboro in a close game. Take the points.
I think this is your biggest Courtney Love game of the night. In my opinion, I don't think High Point should be favored in this game. Cocktail Napkins got this thing -1 for Greensboro as well. Both teams off the loss. Yes, High Point, they competed with Georgia, but I think UNC Greensboro expected to win at Marshall. I'll take the points and like a little bit of a bounce back for the Spartans, but no bet here for me.
I kind of like this High Point team. I don't necessarily agree with the Courtney Love angle, especially with High Point at home. And, this is definitely an improved High Point team this year, and this is their first real shot to prove it. I want to lay the points, but I'm just going to stay away and just watch as a fan because I really do think it's going to be a good game.
For what it's worth, they should have an advantage on the glass. 13th in defensive rebounding in the country and 12th in offensive rebounding. Greensboro in the mid 200s for both.
Love it. Next up, here's a lock. Winthrop going to South Kakalaka, going to Columbia, South Carolina. I'm seeing South Carolina laying 10. They barely got by Charleston Southern. Winthrop, right down the road. Here is your little brother game of the night. I think this Winthrop team's good. I also don't think South Carolina's as good as a record. Said that over and over again. They almost lost Charleston Southern the other day when I locked up Charleston Southern. I'll lock up Winthrop here. No, are you coming here or are you going with the Gamecocks?
I'm not going to get burned by Winthrop again. I liked them at Xavier, thinking that, Xavier's just not as good as everybody else thinks. South Carolina, I think there is some texture to this team. But I'll take the points with the Eagles. I mean, this is a team that I loved them against Xavier. They got smacked, and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth against a second straight mid-major. Xavier's tough defensively, physical. I think your second game up against high major, I don't love it.
Yeah, and I'll reiterate my point from earlier. Fade the Big South when they play high majors, but At the same time, I think South Carolina is at a sell high point right now and where their stock is at. So it's like a weird balance here. I'm going to lay it with South Carolina, but I don't love that side.
Flying solo with Winthrop, baby. Fading the Gamecocks. Plus 10.5. Shop till you drop. I'm interested to see where you guys go on this one. UVA is going to Memphis. So Memphis has 2 straight home games against ACC teams. I don't know, man. I'm so torn on this game. I think I lean to Virginia here. I think Virginia, the discipline, the culture, can get it done against a Penny Hardaway team. I don't know if I want to bet this one. I'm probably just going to watch it. If I had to bet, I'd bet Virginia.
The cocktail napkin agrees with you. They've got the Who's favored by a point. I disagree with you, though. I think Memphis is more athletic than them. They also have much more experience than Virginia. Virginia's young, and this is a road test, a true road test, and it's their first of the season. I think Memphis is a picks page fringe lock.
Listen, I have some built-up trauma with Memphis minus 2.5. That line just really fucked me on Saturday with them. So I think this is going to be another 2-point winner for Memphis, and that's where I would lean. I'd lean towards taking the points because I do think Virginia is going to be able to kind of direct the style of this ball game.
Yeah, this is one where I might lock it tomorrow, depending on where the number goes. If I can get Memphis as a dog, I'll be locking them.
Well, I don't think they're going to flip to a dog.
I think they might. I think a lot of people are going to be like, there's a big coaching advantage in this game.
Well, there is.
And they'll like Virginia. Well, I do think, like, I don't like Penny Hardaway. Believe me. But I was on them against my Clemson team. I think Virginia and Clemson, they're both defensively sound and very white. Memphis is experienced, and they're very athletic. We saw it against Clemson. I like the Tigers at home. Memphis money line might be a great angle. Like, just take it when they're -1 or -2.
Last time Penny faced an elite coach, he lost to Chris Beard. I'm going to lock it. Virginia's going to win the game. I've seen this before, where this is the game where everybody's going to be on Memphis. Everybody's going to talk up Penny Hardaway, and they're going to lay a fucking egg. I'm on Virginia.
That Chris Beard game, they were on the road. They only lost by 3 to Ole Miss team that's undefeated.
But Virginia is way better than Ole Miss from a culture standpoint.
First road game.
Yeah, but it's Tony Bennett, man. Like, they always find a way in December, January.
This is a young team. No Kihei Clark this year. I mean, it's Reese Beekman and then the show.
I hear what you're saying, but there have been some teams that have actually won their first true road games outside of the Wisconsin game, which was the Lemon. This team's been good. I'm taking him here. I'm taking him.
I'm vibing with Mac. Double lock. Let's do it.
Yeah, I've seen this shit with
loving
Memphis.
it too.
Everybody loves Memphis. All of a sudden, fucking Virginia's gonna take them into the mud. They're gonna run that pack line. Memphis gonna be traveling all over bricking the shit all over the place. UVA all day. Lock it up. Give me the loafers.
I like it.
Penny sucks.
We're going to be talking about Penny Hardaway 2.0 a little bit later here.
Oh, yeah. Get this Penny
shots
shit out of
fired.
Here. All right. Let's go next on the board. We got Sick and Hard in Albany. If you're betting this one, you need a counselor. Give me the points. Sick and Hard.
What's that supposed to mean? The cocktail napkin likes Albany here. I mean, I don't. But for what it's worth, cocktail napkin has a -9. For this game, though, like I'm a fan of the Pioneers. I like what Sacred Heart's got going. I mean, they're a very senior-laden team. They've played a tough schedule up to this point, with a couple of road games at St. Joe's, St. John's, Providence. In this last, they have a 6-game losing streak here. This could be a nice, good right spot against a Great Deans team that, is average in the America East. I have them 4th or 5th in that currently, but I'll take the points with Sacred Heart.
So many possessions of value, and you're not locking it, Noah.
I'm actually going against it. I've gone against the cocktail napkin a couple of times today.
It sounds like a fraudulent system, if you ask me. But I'll lead into it. Give me the cocktail napkin. I'm not going to lock it. I'm not crazy. I'm not a psychopath, but I will lay it here with Albany.
For what it's worth, they haven't lost a home game, and they've covered the number in every one of them.
There you go.
All right, I got a lock here. Next on the board, the Noah Bieniek Bowl. The Florida Gators are going down to Charlotte, going down to the Clit, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. I think Florida's a much better basketball team than Michigan. I will lock up the Florida Gators in Charlotte tomorrow night. Noah, where are you going for this one, man?
I'm going to have a big bowl of popcorn. I'm going to be sitting in my basement. All 3 TVs of mine are going to be on different angles of this game. Hopefully we get like an ESPN National Championship football broadcast where I get like the above the rim angle and then the sideline, the coaching camera angle, and just the regular.
Juwan Howard won't be doing much of that.
I mean, he's the head coach though. He's no longer just sitting down moping on the in his chair at the end of the bench. He's on the sideline. This thing's in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the Jordan Invitational. All the kids, they're going to be getting all their Jordan gear at this thing. Jordan kind of holds off on like 75% of their Jordan drop until they can show it on ESPN. It's really on the 4-letter network, the main ESPN channel tomorrow night. I can't wait to watch it. I'm filibustering. Give me the Gators.
After all that, you took the Gators.
Yeah, I think the Wolverines defense is just putrid. Like,
are you going to try and hit a middle here?
No. Like, I think what Florida's got is much better than overall than what Michigan has. I mean, you have Walter Clayton, Riley Kugel in that backcourt, and then Zion Pullman's electric off the bench in some instances. We have Doug. Like, that's it. Like, Doug's fun, but you know, I like Florida. I like the Gators. I'll lay the points.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway's clone is coaching Michigan again, and Juwan Howard is a fade. This team is going to fade really hard down the stretch because Juwan is just a bad coach. I mean, good guy when he's not smacking people, but give me Florida. Let's lock it up. I think the Gators win by 10.
Noah, you're not locking this, right?
No, I'm not going to lock
it. All right, Rob and I are on the Florida Gators. Chop, chop. Can't even heckle you, know, if Michigan loses because you like the Gators too. So it's a win-win for you.
I'm honest when it comes to this team. Like when it comes to all 3 of them, 2 of them, I don't really love Pitt. Like, I love these 2. Like, this is going to be a great game.
Don't ever say those words again. Next up, let's go to. I'm tempted to lock this one. I think the line's telling you to lock this one. Presbyterian is going to Furman. Furman's coming off 3 straight road losses. Furman's coming back home. They're laying 13.5 against Presbyterian, who's 7-5. I don't think Presbyterian's anywhere near as good as their record. I'm going to lay it with Furman, and I will lock Furman. They're going to drill them here. Let's go.
So I agree with you, Mac. I think this line smells like shit. The cocktail napkins got it at -20. However, I mean, these schools are 40 minutes away from each other. Like, we're playing all these little brother angles. Presbyterian in the last 7 matchups, they've covered this number in 6 of the 7. The Blue Hose just give Furman some problems, some games. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to once again fade the cocktail napkin. I'm going to take the points.
Is this system a myth? I mean,
no.
Fade the napkin. He's fading it.
I'm just going with the little brother angle. Like, they've competed with the Paladins quite a bit.
Wow, I can't believe the napkins being disrespected like this. And just for that, I'm going to lock up Furman. This was a game that was in my bet slip. I didn't bet it initially, but now I'm fully aboard. I mean, this is 3 possessions of value here with Furman.
Yeah. It is.
Furman, Paladins, lock it up. Should be a triple lock, but Noah doesn't want to take his napkin.
Crazy.
Cameron Hurt goes, I fade the napkin every night. Nothing new here.
Next up, this might be another lock here. Western Carolina is going to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's laying how many? Is it 3? Wrong team's favored.
This is a cocktail napkin game. Western Carolina's favored by 6.5 on the cocktail napkin.
Woo!
Vanderbilt's getting the high major price. That's all this is. I lock this up, play it on the money line. The Catamounts roll.
Agreed. Triple lock, boys. I think
Triple
Western Carolina lays it on here.
Fuck Vandy. Lock it up. Triple lock. Good thing. Good friends come together. Whatever that song is.
Friends to eternity and loyalty,
Friends
honesty.
to eternity.
Friends forever.
People are fucking heckling the hell out of you with your fucking napkin. Why won't this fucking music stop playing? Damn it. There we go. All right, next up on the board, we got, oh, God, I was so tempted, but I'm telling you why I'm not locking it. Coppin State's going to James Madison. They're getting 29. Coppin State beat JMU last year, so I will take the points just because JMU will probably sleepwalk, but they're not going to lose to them again, so they'll probably win by 20. Give me Coppin State.
For those that are enjoying like the amount of times that I'm fading the cocktail napkin today, TVDBJ, he said it. You can't quantify the little brother angle on the cocktail napkin. That, I mean, it doesn't apply to every game that I'm fading the cocktail napkin, but I mean, minus 34 for James Madison is just a bit fishy here. I'll take the points with Coppin State.
Yeah, the cocktail napkin is Noah's side piece at this point, but you know, I might as well just take the points here because Coppin State has to cover some spreads eventually, and James Madison on the other side has to stop covering spreads eventually. I definitely don't want to bet this game, but I'll take the points begrudgingly.
Yeah. You know, I like sick lines, but I can't even bet this one. They beat them outright last year. I was on Coppin State that day.
This team didn't cover against Louisville.
Remember, that was the game where the referees didn't show up.
Yeah.
They had to delay
better.
the game. Yeah, the physical education. Let's go. Bring your volleyball. Bring your handball guide. Chat's asking here. Stetson's going to FIU. This qualifies his little brother a little bit. FIU, I fucking hate this team. They're laying 4. Give me Stetson, but Stetson sucks too. I mean, I don't know. I'll watch this game. Hopefully there's a fight or something.
You know, I'm tempted to lock the Hatters. They get up for these games. Like last year, they owned the state of Florida. They went 3-0 and, against, I think they beat Florida State and 2 other Florida teams last year. They own a win against Central Florida this year. Sorry, UCF, very Golden Knights, whatever. So I think Stetson, like they truly cherish the little brother angle. 4 is low though. And Florida International, I mean, I'm surprised Mac didn't state it. Who are they to be laying 4 points? Like their wins this year are Houston Christian, Long Island, and they have a good win against Kennesaw State. But those are their 3 D1 wins. So I like the points at Stetson. I'm not going to lock it though.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like Stetson. The past few years, I've liked Stetson, but I'm thinking this is like a really bad Stetson team. I'm begrudgingly laying it with Florida International here. So yeah, I'm not betting this game. I mean, I don't even want to have anything to do with this game.
Rob's going to stay away from the airport for today.
Yes.
No airport.
All right, I'll take you to the lock here. Next up on the slate, we got Miami of Ohio. They're going to Wright State. Wright State burned me last week. Wright State's laying 10.5. Wright State's getting right this time around. Miami of Ohio is not very good. I like Wright State at home, and they're coming off a home loss where they don't usually lose. I'll lay it with Wright State big time. Let's go. Smash spot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're locking this up, I'll lock it with. Yeah, I needed a nudge. Cocktail Napkins got this minus 13.5. We're getting a possession here. Miami, Ohio, just a rough defense. 269th in KenPom, and they've faced a middling schedule. Wright State, their duo of guards and Trey Calvin and Tanner Holton's elite, like at any level of college basketball. The Redhawks, they're in for some pain here in Dayton, Ohio. I like the Raiders. Lock it up.
Yep, this is one of my favorite bets of the day. I'm locking Wright State. I grabbed it at 10.5 earlier. I might even lay a little bit more on it as it gets closer to game time too, because this is one of those games that's going to potentially be like a 30-point game, and we never even sweat it. So, give me Wright State here.
Great spot, Wright State. The Raiders lock it up. Triple lock. Get it before it goes up to 12.5, 13.5. All right, next up. I'm tempted to lock this one. Gardner-Webb's going to Chattanooga. I think Gardner-Webb is better than their record. I said that the other night, and they fucking laid an egg in the second half against App State. They were beating App State at half. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct?
I don't know. I can't correct you there.
I want to say App State pulled away in the second half. Gardner-Webb was hanging in there. I kind of think Gardner-Webb's going to
Gardner-Webb was leading. 31 to 29.
Yeah. I'm on Gardner-Webb here. I think Chattanooga's not. I think Chattanooga's overrated. Give me Gardner-Webb to win the game outright against Chattanooga. Lock it up. G-Dub for me. This is Jack State and Tarleton State from tonight. Let's go.
Yeah. So Gardner-Webb has not won a road game yet this season. They've not won away from home yet this season. They're 0-7 in their attempts. I'll lay the points with Chattanooga.
Yeah, I'm with you, Noah. I'm going to lay the points here with Chattanooga. This is one of those arenas that's kind of like a sneaky good home court environment. And even when the students are potentially away, there's enough townies in Chattanooga that I think are going to fill up the stadium, but don't want to lock it, but definitely lean towards just laying the points here with Chattanooga.
Not happening, guys. G-Webb on the money line. Go Dogs. All right, next up, this is a good game. Stephen F. Austin's hosting New Mexico State. New Mexico State is getting 10 points, so Stephen F. favored by 10. New Mexico State is off that emotional game where they should have won. I probably want to lay it with Stephen F.
I think the line's telling you what's going to happen here, too, because New Mexico State off that. They had the lead for 38 minutes against New Mexico the other night. Stephen F. Austin has one win by they have 3 wins by double digits. All were a month ago. They beat Northwestern State by 26, Loyola Marymount by 10, Drake by 24. This isn't a team that normally blows out teams in their wins. I think I smell blowout here. I'll lay the points with the Lumberjacks.
Yep, I'm right there with you guys. I'm not going to bet it, but New Mexico State coming off that emotional game against New Mexico where they had it in the bag and then they just blew it in the final 3 possessions. And I do think this is one of those spots where it ends up being something like 54-70. And Stephen F. Austin kind of cruises here.
TMZ is, Leg Show Magazine asks, is the college experiences term for public, very public, casual watching audience?
Those that had a good betting night tonight, probably. Yeah. All right, let's go over to this is not TMZ right here. Alcorn State's going to Drake. Drake is laying 20.5. Lay it? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not betting this game. Nah, I'll take the points to Alcorn. I'll get it. Let's go. They're going to lose by 19, like Grambling did last week.
Yeah, I mean, I continue to take the SWAC teams in non-conference games. For me, I think that's the good angle. Like they're covering above 60% in non-conference. Drake's a solid team, but I think this is too many points. Cocktail Napkins got this 26.5 for Drake. But I'm willing to take the points with Alcorn.
I do love the battle in the chat here. One person saying Drake's been drilling teams. The other person saying Drake hasn't been great, man. Who knows? Flip a coin on this game. I'm surprised Mac's not locking up 1-10 Alcorn State. But
I tried.
Maybe
I couldn't do it.
If this line was 8.5, Mac is all over Alcorn. But
outright.
Yeah. But I'm taking the points begrudgingly and staying away and not even gonna watch this game.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, next one up. Charleston Southerns against Loyola. Loyala's laying 17.5. I want to lock Charleston so bad, but they just had an all-out effort against South Carolina. I'll take the points, but I'm not freaking locking this.
Cocktail Napkin loves this one. It's plus 11, but yeah, I think the spot doesn't call for the bet because Charleston, like against Big Brother South Carolina, they just played a full 40, like you mentioned. Loyola Chicago, they do have a solid defense as well, and I think the Bucks might struggle to score, so that's what keeps me off of betting them. I'll lay the points with the Ramblers here, actually.
Man, the Cocktail Napkin is taking it on the chin tonight.
It normally doesn't get outed like this because I come in and I just bet the ones that it loves, but sometimes you got to go against it.
Yeah, the Cocktail Napkin might go 3-10, and you might have faded it the entire stretch. So if you have a good day, the napkin system needs to die, I think. And I have no idea what to do here. Loyola laying that many points is absolutely disgusting, but like I said earlier, when a team like Loyola is laying this many points, I'm just going to do it begrudgingly.
I'm betting games that the Cocktail Napkin loves. If you want to look at the picks page, and if I have a solid 20 games above 500 day, then maybe the Cocktail Napkin gets some questions. But it's doing just solid, just fine. I mean, look at my locks record; it speaks for itself.
Let's mine took a fucking hit today, I can tell you. Let me take you to a gross lock here. It's a favorite, actually. It's a rare favorite. It's against a little brother. North Florida's going down to Tallahassee. Florida State's laying 16.5. They've lost 4 in a row. It's the end of the Leonard Hamilton era. Not so fast. They're going to win by 30. This is the get-right spot for the Seminoles. They haven't won since fucking November 21st, 1 month ago. Oh, yeah. Seminoles all day. They're going to win by 30. I'll lock them.
I'm not going to lock them, but I like the Noles here as well. I think there's still some hope for this team actually being relatively competitive in the ACC. They've just had a rough stretch of games here. 4 losses in a row, 1 to little brother in South Florida. I think they've already, gotten surprised by one of these guys that jump up and bid them. I don't think it's going to happen again against North Florida here. So I'll take the Noles.
I wish we had a Vetta's opinion on this game, just because I know that she's been through a roller coaster of emotions going on here, but I'm going to lay it with Florida State. I don't love this spot, but I do think that they're more likely to win in a blowout fashion than North Florida is to keep it kind of within that 2-3 possession range.
Florida State, if you can't cover this one, I don't know what to tell you. I'm locking up the Seminoles. Oh. We're going to 2 of our favorites here. We got the Bison taking on the Salukis in Carbondale, Illinois. Salukis are laying 9.5. Oh man, I love these 2 teams. I went back and forth on this one. I'll take the points with the Bison.
I think Southern Illinois is one of those teams that qualifies. Just Rob said it earlier, like about Chattanooga. I think like their home court's unquestioned. Like people just show up, and for me, the Salukis have been on and off, like a little bit of a light switch so far this month. I think we're gonna time them up and get them a double-digit win here. I'm not gonna bet it, but I like the Salukis.
Yeah, Southern Illinois has one of the best home court environments in all of college basketball, in my opinion. And it's because their booster base is actually the fans that are going crazy. It's kind of a weird dynamic that they have going on. You have 40 and 50-year-olds jumping up and down and acting like it's Cameron Indoor when the Salukis are playing at home. I love North Dakota State, though, so I'm really torn. David Richmond's one of my favorite coaches in all of college basketball. But, oh, man, it's just real tough. This is going to be a game I watch as a fan. I say just take the points, and that's the side I'm going to take here.
I'm going to bet this, actually. So,
Noah Bieniek.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a deeper dive. North Dakota State 2-6 on the road. 5 of them have been by 15 or more on the road. So I like a double-digit win here for Southern Illinois. I don't know why I would stay away. Let's bet the Salukis here. Lock it up.
Salukis for Noah Bieniek. Next up, let's go. Let's go to Missouri State, another Valley team. Lindenwood, the penitentiary's coming down there, and give me the points. Give me Lindenwood. Let's go. Fucking Lindenwood beat me on Saturday. I took Iwi Pui in a rare spot at home as a dog against Lindenwood, and Lindenwood found a way to get it done. They're for real. Buy stock now, Lindenwood.
They're for
I'll
real.
take the point.
Are you willing to lock it, Mac? This is a little brother angle. Lindenwood, for those that are TMZ, St. Charles, Missouri, playing Missouri State. Lindenwood's actually playing good ball too. They've jumped up and they've gotten a couple of people. They haven't scheduled well.
They're murdering people.
Yeah, IUPUI, they won by 7 on the road. Like, I think this is too many points. I'm not going to lock it, but I like Lindenwood. I like the penitentiary.
Off this big win against IUPUI, I just don't know if I can back Lindenwood.
They had 2 wins in a row earlier this season: Nebraska Omaha and William Mary.
Yeah, no, lay it. Missouri State by 40. Not locking it, but that's how I think this game plays out.
If they find a way to get this one, that gets them to 6-6 on the year. Buy stock now and Lindenwood, baby.
That's exactly why you fade them. They're never going to be a 500 team.
Did they ever get to there? Who did they play? No. They were 3-3. They were 3-3 at one point.
And then they lost.
It was probably the Air Force game, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, let's go to this one. Houston Baptist, Houston Christian, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Go to SMU. 26.5 points. I don't know. It's kind of a little brother. Give me the points. No. I don't know. SMU's coming off the big win against Florida State. They'll be asleep at the wheel. They'll win by 24.
Yeah, the cocktail napkin loves this one too. This was only plus 21.5. Houston Christian is like the little brother. I'll take the points with the Huskies, but I'm not going to lock it.
Baffled at this point with the cocktail napkin, but Houston
this
Christian
is the most it's been outed. It's not pulled out for every game on every show.
Listen, I'm going to say this about Houston Christian. If you guys have watched the Oak Hill versus North Dakota State highlights,
that was great.
Oak Hill lost 108-14, by the way, in that game. And Houston Christian, I don't think is that far off in terms of comparative talent to Oak Hill, because this Houston Christian team is the most unathletic looking group of human beings I've ever seen on the floor at the same time. Lay it every single game against this team. I don't think that there's a number that can't be covered.
FIU didn't cover against them.
I know. I locked them that night. I locked Houston Baptist. That was a nice cover for me. They didn't cover against Texas, or Texas didn't cover against them.
Yeah. Nehemiah in the chat asks why there's so many double-digit favored games on this slate. You know, look, the coaches schedule these games on purpose because they know their home court environment is not as lit as usual. A lot of the students are away from campus during the holidays. So you'll get a lot of these sleepers during the week. But the great thing about college basketball is there is games every day. So we don't stop. That's why I like it, at least.
Indeed. All right, here we go. Let's go to a filthy, nasty game here. Let's go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where Mississippi Valley State's walking in. And what are we seeing Tulsa lay right now? They're laying 23. Get the fuck out of here. No. Lock up Valley. They came through for us against Gonzaga, getting 38, 39, whatever the fuck they were. They're going to come through for us. 41. They're going to come through for us, getting 23 against Tulsa. You lock it up. Give me Mississippi Valley State back-to-back games. They've had 8 games. 8 days to prepare to lose by 22 or less. Mississippi Valley. Let's go, Valley.
Tulsa's murdered some teams at home. I'll lay it with the Golden Hurricane. I'm not going to bet
see
it.
a team like Mississippi Valley.
Mac, your brain needs to be studied, my friend, because there's something going on in there that none of us can comprehend, but you have found the magic. And maybe you're just like the college basketball betting Rain Man. Who knows? But what I'll say, take the points with Mississippi State. I'm with you, Mac. You talked me into it.
Delta Devils.
Valley. Yeah, Delta Devils.
The chat's asking for the cocktail napkin on this one. It's 27 in favor of the Golden Hurricane.
It's wait, it's what?
It's 27.
Oh, your thing's broken. That thing's
Yeah,
falling. We are going to come out and fight and lose by 22. I've already told you. All right, let's go to another game. So this game's got an interesting angle because this is one of Kevin Willard's assistant coaches. Nichols going to Maryland. I kind of like Nichols here.
Oh, I love Nichols.
I kind of want to lock Nichols. I'll lock up Nichols.
Yeah, I'm locking Nichols too. Cocktail Napkins got this thing plus 13. You're getting that high major price with the Terps, their mainstream program. Nichols jumped up and they got LSU. They controlled LSU the entire game in that one. Baylor a little bit different. They got blown out, but they competed against Mississippi State and covered this number as well. Tevin Sadler is going to have his boys up for this game at the Terps, his former stop. I like this thing because look, Maryland, they're better at home than they are on the road away from their home building. But at the same time, they have not looked amazing in some of these games against better opponents. I'm not calling Nichols a better opponent, but I just think they're going to get an energized bunch here in a game that I think the home fan base is not really going to show up. I mean, they don't show up in general for their original home games, but I just think Nichols is catching them at a great spot.
Well, and Maryland's got UCLA on Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. Nicholls State's one of those teams. I watched a lot of Southland ball, but I feel like I have a good pulse on this team because they are so randomly high variance because of how they play stylistically. I mean, they push the pace on you. They try to go for steals. They're aggressive. And so they can get in early foul trouble. If you guys watch the Big Ten at home, you know that all these Big Ten teams get so many calls on ticky-tack calls. I think Nicholls State's entire lineup can be fouled out by the first half. I'm going to lay it just because this could be 14-15 throughout the entire way, and then Maryland just adds free throws on late.
Noah Bieniek, double lock, Nichols. Oh, yeah, I see a good one coming up next. Let's go to a top 10 team hitting the road. Welcome to the Big East play where the Marquette Screaming Golden Eagles are going to the dunk for their opener. I know Ed Cooley's not there. I don't care. This is a system play. You fade the shit out of all these top 10 teams on the road early in the season till about probably late February. All over Providence. I think they're live to win the game. One possession game comes right down the wire. Lock up the Friars of Providence. Noah?
It's a golden rule not to fade Providence at home. Then again, Tyler Kolek's from Rhode Island, from Providence area. I'll take the point. I'll lay the points with Marquette. I'm not going to bet it, but I love this Golden Eagles team. I think they've got everything. They can win in multiple different ways, but I've learned my lesson fading the Friars at home.
Oh, yeah.
This is my biggest bet of the day. At the dunk, Providence, this is an outright winner in dominating fashion, I think. So give me the Friars. It wouldn't be surprising if they won this by double digits, just with how they play at home.
They literally played this game last year at this exact spot, double overtime. The dunk won. Marquette, I think at the time was what was Marquette? Was Marquette undefeated at the time?
If they weren't undefeated, they're pretty darn close.
Yeah,
they had 3 losses at the time.
Oh wow! So then they rolled after that. But I mean, this is conference play, man. All day home dog. Providence all day. The dunk is gonna be fucking on fire. Providence, lock it up.
Since I went. Since I went and pulled up that game from last year, Kolek dropped 29 on a very good Providence defense. So Kolek props going back to his hometown might not be a bad angle tomorrow.
I think Providence is better this year than last year, in my opinion.
I do too.
I like this Providence team. And everybody's saying better player for better play. Yeah, it's Kansas had better players than Indiana. Indiana was up 15, should have won the game. This is the home dogs in conference play, man. This is what college basketball is.
I'm going to push back on you saying that this team is better than last year's team. They had a lot of up transfers, especially from George Mason, who was not a great team last year. Let's see how they play in conference play before we call them a better team than last year.
I like their physicality. I think I thought Ed Cooley was checked out at the end too. I thought
that was
yeah.
season, but I'm not holding that against the entire team. I think that team with Jared Bynum was a better team than this year's.
I think they were a little bit too stagnant and like kind of it was hero ball heavy last year. I think on their offensive possessions. This year it feels a lot more fluid. And also just think about the Big East and how teams go on the road and just get smoked. Henkel Fieldhouse, great environment. Just think about UConn last year. They dominated the non-con to start the year, and then they went on a massive skid.
Couldn't win a game. Game for like a month. It's fantastic. It's going to happen in the Big 12. It's going to happen in the Big East. It's going to happen in the Big 10. All these teams, and then you can buy back on them in February. This is January is the month, man. I can't wait. So
yeah, I'm still hung up on Mac's comment. That Providence team last year was really good. Bryce Hopkins, Devin Carter, of course, they're both on the team this year. But
they were
Ed Croswell down low, Jared Bynum, Noah Locke. They could shoot. They could play through their big men too. I like last year's team better than this year's.
I like the bigs this year, man. Hopkins still there? Yeah.
Well, yeah, Hopkins is a baller. Like, yeah, he's still there. But Aduro is a up transfer from George Mason.
He's good, man.
He's good.
I want to see him against some of these other Big East bigs because, Oso Ighodaro tomorrow is going to be a nice
Wisconsin's ass. I can tell you that.
And it's not like the A-10 is a crappy league. Like I think it's like one of those on the cusp of being a high major level type ball.
They weren't a good team in the A-10 is what I'm saying. Like they weren't consistent. They get up for games and then they lose to I can't come up with a team or an example off the top of my head, but there's a reason why Kim English wasn't pushed around for other high major jobs. I just thought it was a little bit a down hire, in my opinion. First Big East game, they get up for the spot, sure, but the entire season, I don't know.
I am with Rob. This will probably be my biggest bet of the night. Providence all day at the dunk, getting 4.5, 5. So, and then sprinkle some on the money line as well. So, Southern Utah is going to Montana State. Montana State's struggling here. Kind of feels like a good spot to get right, though. Give me Montana State to bounce back against Southern Utah. How about you guys?
So I like Southern Utah as a team, but on the road, they have had no life. They've lost all of their road games, all 6 of them. Montana State, they did play a non-D1 in their little bit of a bounce back. They dropped 106 on American Indian. They can't really make up what heritage they want to go with there. But I'll take the Bobcats at home.
Yeah, this was a borderline bet for me because Montana State is one of those, I think, crazy fan bases. I mean, you see it with their football team and in the college football playoff for the FCS level. And then even, last year or throughout the years in college basketball, this arena fills up and gets loud. I think this could be a smash spot for Montana State. I'm going to stay away because I do think they're a little bit worse than most years, but this is borderline for me.
They have not covered in 4 games. I think I might lock Montana
State. You're tempting me, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to lock up Montana State.
I'm with you.
Southern Utah's going to get drilled up there. Let's go. Montana State, lock it up. Bobcats. All right, next up on the list, we got Montana going to UC Davis. I'll take UC Davis. I didn't have a big feel here. Noah, how about you?
I'm taking Montana. I don't have I don't have a big feel like you. But I also think Montana's kind of, at least to me, proven it. They didn't stumble at San Jose in that back-to-back San Jose State series or whatever, the home and home. And I think San Jose State's a solid team. You look at their losses, they have won the Houston, Nevada, Oregon. UC Davis, actually, they played earlier this season. They beat UC Davis by 13. So Travis DeCury, their head coach, kind of lazy scheduling, just scheduling the same teams twice.
Beautiful.
We saw it with San Jose State. They covered in both games. I think they cover here against UC Davis too.
Yeah, I think this is a true pick'em. So it's really, I think if you're a guy who likes betting on roulette when you go to the casino, you can just blind pick one of these teams and see where the coin lands. But yeah, I'm going to take the points with the Grizz. I think, if you're picking a side here, that's the side I'd pick.
No strong feel from us there, guys. UCLA, Northridge. UCLA's laying, 19 down to 17.5. I'll take Northridge. I already talked about the look ahead with Maryland on deck. Give me Northridge here.
What's the number here?
17.5 now.
So I didn't catch opening, but I did get this thing on the picks page at 19.5. This is tumbling. The cocktail napkins got it at plus 12. If you're looking to bet it, I'd get it now. I just don't think UCLA, they're still trying to figure out some rotations and stuff. I had them against Ohio State. They just didn't really look that competitive in that game. Like, I know it finished as a close score, but I thought they dressed it up late. Look, they have a lot of new pieces on this team. And Cal State Northridge, a couple of these guys probably dreamed of playing basketball at UCLA. This is a little brother angle as well. There's plenty of them in California, all these little brothers in California. But just being that UCLA has a look at against Maryland, I'll take Northridge.
Yeah, I begrudgingly I'll take the points. I think UCLA offensively is just atrocious looking right now. So I'll definitely take the 17.5, but don't love either side there.
No, the only problem, I like Northridge, but UCLA is off back-to-back losses, but I'm with you guys. I don't know how good they are. That's the other thing.
Yeah. No, and then you have Maryland on deck too, so that's the other thing.
All right, let's go. This is going to be a lock. South Dakota's going to Bakersfield. Bakersfield's laying. It was 3 when I locked it. Now they're laying 4. I'll still lock it. Bakersfield all day. South Dakota is not as good as their record. Bakersfield was impressive the other night. They're due coming back home. I'm all over Bakersfield in this spot against the Coyotes coming off back-to-back. And they just played last week, and Bakersfield lost by 5. So give me Bakersfield. Lock it up.
Rob, you're nodding your head. I'll go to this one, or I'll go to you on this one first. Do you agree with Mac there?
Yep. Yeah, I already have a bet actually on Bakersfield -3. I was able to grab a little bit of a nicer line there too. So yeah, this is one of my I won't say one of my favorite bets of the day, but it's something I've already bet, and go ahead and lock up Bakersfield here.
Let's go, baby.
I liked South Dakota coming into the show, but I mean I didn't love it either way. So you'll sway my pick. The cocktail napkins got the Coyotes -1, but I didn't love anything here that I was looking through and handicapping the game. So I'll take Bakersfield. I'll take the runners.
All right, Rob and I on the Bakersfield against South Dakota, the Coyotes. Lock it up. All right, moving along in the slate. We're nearing the end. We got Western Kentucky going to Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist is laying, what is it now? 3.5? I feel like this is a good spot for
Did you
Cal
guys
Baptist.
catch the opener on this one? What did this game open?
3, I think.
Okay.
Everybody's going to be I think everybody's falling in love with Western Kentucky. Give me Cal Baptist.
So I tend to agree with you. Like I like Cal Baptist, what they've done so far this year. This easily could be a sell high spot after they won a 70-69 game their last time out. Western Kentucky has performed home and away so far this season. I don't know why they're catching points. I think this line smells.
Cal Baptist is a hard place to play.
I'll take the Lancers.
Yeah, I think if you're just kind of looking at these teams in a vacuum and thinking of like a neutral court type atmosphere, this would be the Courtney Love game of the night because Western Kentucky has looked really impressive against a lot of pretty darn good teams. You gotta lay the points, I think, with Cal Baptist. I'm not betting it just because I think it's short enough where it could really flip either way late, but that's definitely the side if you're going to take one, in my opinion.
I think this is a rock fight too. I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't play totals a whole lot, but just everything that I'm seeing right now tells me this is both teams finished below 70.
Final game of the night out there at St. Mary's. We got Middle Tennessee going out west. St. Mary's is laying 15.5. I think I got to take the points. They're coming off the big UNLV win. They beat Colorado State. I think St. Mary's wins by 10. I think it's a boring effort from St. Mary's. They get it done, business like usual. Give me Middle Tennessee.
This is the game that this is the exact reason why I have a cocktail napkin, because personally, if I was betting this just on spot and how the teams have played, St. Mary's looks to me like they've fixed what was broken. UNLV was dogfight, but I think the Running Rebs have good pieces, and they've gotten more pieces since the waiver. And Middle Tennessee, they've lost one of their best players. And who was it again? I can't remember the kid's name. Weston, their guard, best player in the conference last season. This is why I have the napkin though, and it doesn't account for injury, but I think this is too many points. Napkin's got it plus 15 as well. St. Mary's looks to be fixed, but they don't blow out teams a ton either. Like they had one where they got up and they blew out Davidson, but that was just a very good spot. I'll take the points with the Raiders. I don't love it.
Middle Tennessee is one of those interesting teams in college basketball where I think a lot of people, similar to UMBC and other Cinderella types, a lot of people still have like fond memories of Middle Tennessee State. So when they see them getting this many points, they're tempted to bet them. I mean, Sidney Pasta, that run and beating Michigan State in the tournament, I mean, that was a fun time. It's similar to FGCU, Dunk City. I think a lot of people gravitate to that team if they see them getting that many points. Middle Tennessee State is really bad this year. Like, going to be 500 bad the rest of the way, I think. St. Mary's lays it on here. I borderline lock for me on St. Mary's, but I'm just going to get there.
I'm going to Benedict. I was really, truly like 50-50. Middle Tennessee's first road game. I don't know how. I don't know how.
That is incredible for a mid-major. That's good scheduling.
I'm going to lock
really
St. Mary's, I think, actually.
This borderline smells. This is like, are they going to actually blow them out here? Yeah, I'll lock it with you guys.
There we go. Mac, come on.
Cocktail Napkins got this.
All right, it's the final
nightcap
game. All right, I'll do it. Triple lock. St. Mary's. The Gales are fixed. They're all well. I got to add that one on the picks page.
Yeah.
Boom. All righty, that does it for the 48 game slate or whatever the hell it is. We're not going to do all our locks, man.
Rob, did you prepare for it at least?
I already on his Twitter.
I do have them.
So Rob, you can go ahead and you can list yours.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got, and I'll just kind of go in order of how I have them here and for me, actually, this is going to be what I like least all the way to most. So I have Florida -2 out the gate. West Carolina +2.5, Cal State Bakersfield -3, Queens +1.5, Indiana State -16.5, Merrimack +18.5, Wright State -10.5, Troy +12.5, Providence +4.5, and then along the way I locked St. Mary's -14.5, Virginia +2.5, and a couple other ones I think were in there too, but that's what I've got there.
All righty, Mac. We'll leave the people with this. What was your favorite bet?
Providence. Dunk, baby, dunk. Fade the top 10 teams on the road. That system's been rolling, and it's the dunk, man. That place is going to be on fucking fire. People are going to get a reminder how electric Big East home court atmospheres are tomorrow night. So give me Providence as my favorite play of the night tomorrow night.
What did we pick Nicholls State at on the show?
18 or 19?
18.5, I think.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's coming down. That's the only reason why I asked, because I like Nicholls State. I think that's my favorite bet of the day. Cocktail Napkins got it +13. You're also getting the head coach Nicholls coached on the staff at Maryland literally last year. He's going to have his boys ready to play. Maryland, I don't think, is a very good team this year. So I think they'll be able to catch them in a look ahead at UCLA next for the Terps. So I like Nicholls State as my favorite bet tomorrow.
Absolutely. And everybody, if you want to find the rest of Rob's plays, if you get Cannabis Capper's comment.
I just showed it because he mentioned Tyler Kolek's points only at 16.5. I mean, I like it. Hometown play.
Hey, he can have all the points he wants. Go Providence. Don't let him get the assist too. He can have all the points, no assists. You guys can find Rob at RobDFB. He posts his picks every single day. Obviously killing it over there. Noah Bieniek obviously killing it with his cocktail napkin. The cocktail napkin's been getting beat down by Sparty. But other than that, it's been pretty damn good this year, I'd say. Right, Noah?
Yeah, it has been pretty good. It is taking a beating from Sparty, but we've also adjusted Baylor now on the cocktail napkin as well, because I don't know how good Baylor is. I love them coming into the year, but their only win's Auburn. But yeah, cocktail napkins also getting ready for college baseball season. We're prepping for that right around the corner, right after Christmas. We're going to have some shows starting up on the college baseball experience. It'll be right here on the same YouTube channel as well. Shout out to everybody tuning in. We had 245 at 2:15 a.m. You guys are great. So for 2 hours on a Monday night, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. You guys can find me at Moneyline_Mac. I'll put out my I try it. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I try to put out my graphic around 5 Eastern, between 5 and 6, just in case there's some late freaking crazy news where I may add a game or two. You never know. I start my early happy hour beer, and I'm like, hey, let me add in St. Mary's here against Middle Tennessee like tonight. If you faded me tonight, hope you enjoyed your win. I'm coming right back at you tomorrow, baby, because I'm going to kick your ass. So at Moneyline_Mac, go follow the college experience. Follow the college football experience, the FCS experience, the main sports gambling podcast, all the college experience, the Big 12 experience with me, Troy, and Rush. We go tomorrow to do the Big 12 games. We got a couple big ones, Baylor, Duke, and Oklahoma, North Carolina. So all come together on YouTube on one stop shop at the college experience. So get over there, subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Probably around the same time, I would think. Colby will be back.
The return of Pick Dundee.
Yeah. Pick Dundee will be coming back tomorrow night. He'll be coming in hot because we're going to have a wedding night across the board tomorrow night. Good luck, everybody. And we are out of here.